Test 1, 2. Good evening. Good evening.
Can you steal this for 1 minute while you're doing that?
Matt is going to need that in a minute.
I know, I just...
May I have your attention, please? Would everyone please find their seats? Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I know this is one big class reunion, but would you all please find your seats? Good evening, everyone. Would everyone please start clapping? Clap. If you can hear me, please clap. Thank you. If you would please find your seats, our program will begin. Le Duets.
Five, six, seven, eight, two.
If I can please direct your attention to page 2 in your program books. Page 2.
I will not. I'm not a chocolate person.
Hello, everybody. Want to certainly say thank you. It was a lot of fun right there to be able to listen to the Ladue fight song. The Laduettes doing just a fantastic job. We appreciate them under the direction of Alexandra Gunther and Julie Grace. The Ladue cheer team under the direction of Mary Cross. And the music was pre-recorded by the Ladue band. And of course, that fight song really takes you back. It's been a while. Yeah, let's give it up for all of them. That was really great to hear. So my name is Matt Pauley, class of 2001. I'm also part of the team over at KMOX Radio and with St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network. Generally around this time, I would be on the air right now and I'd be arguing with people about the merits of Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol, so it's good to be in this room instead tonight. It's remarkable that I'm standing up here because I've got a lot of former coaches in this room. And if you were to go ask any of them about my athletic career, you said, oh, that Pauly guy, was he any good? No, pretty unremarkable athletic career for me. But Ladue athletics means so much to me because I was an athlete. I was on teams. I played football. I was a wrestler. I spent some time doing some track and field. And even though I had a completely unremarkable athletic career at Ladue, the things that I learned as an athlete have served me well moving forward. It's amazing the things you can accomplish if you work hard and you care more about the person standing next to you than you do about yourself. And that's something I learned being an athlete at Ladue. And when I see people I went to high school with, when I run into them, we always talk about things that happened in athletics. You think about Ladue, you do think about excellence. And it's not just in athletics, it's in academics, it's in the arts, it's in everything. But for those of us who were able to take part in athletics, excellence is a big part of that. And then what we're here doing tonight, it's the excellence plus. It's people who were just incredible at what they did. They're Hall of Famers. And this was a long time coming. When you think about all the athletes and all the accomplishments and all the teams that have done amazing, great things at Ladue, it is so great that we now have a Hall of Fame, and it's an incredible first induction class. We're going to hear so many cool stories, see so many great people tonight, and really look forward to being able to do that tonight. So with that being said, I'll try to stay out of the way as possible. We're going to focus in on the reason that all of us are here tonight. But before I go any further, I would like to introduce Dr. Jim Whipke, Superintendent here with the Ladue School District, highly esteemed educational leader, remarkable career spanning over 32 years, 7 years here at Ladue, and it is amazing what has been accomplished during his 7 years here. Under his leadership, the $126 million bond issue, that is the largest in its history, improving school facilities and resources. As I've talked to people today, I've heard about the different improvements that are going on. Whenever I drive by the various schools, I always see something going on, and it's incredible that these buildings and these facilities continue to be absolutely top of the line to allow everything that school districts need to do, that they can do it at the best here at Ladue. 5 of the 8 school buildings have had major construction projects during his tenure. Also, under Dr. Whipke's leadership, Ladue consistently ranking as the #1 school district in the state of Missouri. Yeah, that is definitely an amazing accomplishment. It's all due to the unwavering commitment of the district's students, staff, alumni, and community to being able to foster an inclusive and supportive learning environment. Dr. Whipke, a recognizable figure in the region, he can often be found attending student athletics, activities, everything else, and he's here right now, and he'll share a few words. Dr. Whipke.
Well, obviously, I didn't read through that script well enough, Kimberly, but thank you very much for all those kind words. We are not here for me. We are here for you, and I want to just tell you, one, good evening, and welcome to the inaugural Ladue Schools Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony and gala, right? Come on, a little excitement. As Matt said, I am Dr. Jim Whipke, superintendent of this amazing school district, Ladue School District, and I could not be more thrilled to be here with each and every one of you tonight. You know, there are a lot of perks to being a superintendent, and I would argue that being the superintendent here in Ladue is the best job in the world. But getting the opportunity to stand before this prestigious group of honorees, their families, our community, it's not just a perk. It's an absolute honor. Now, I know we're on a tight schedule, and I know no one bought a ticket to hear this superintendent ramble on and on. So, before I share just a brief message with our inductees, I want to take a moment to express some gratitude. First, thank you to our Board of Education for their unwavering support. Without them, this event would not be possible. If you are a board member, please stand and receive a round of applause. Come on, give it up for our board, all the volunteer hours that they put in. I also would like to recognize the Hall of Fame committee. They turned an idea, a concept, into what will now become a lasting Ladue tradition. If you are a part of the Hall of Fame committee, please stand and receive a round of applause. And I would be incredibly remiss if I did not thank Kimberly McKenzie and her communications department, Travis Green and Laura Shea. Their leadership, their vision, and hard work are the reason you all are sitting in this room right here and now. Our communications department, please rise and get a round of applause. And a very special thank you to our sponsors, those that are here tonight, those that provided in-kind donations. Let me begin by thanking our sponsors because we had so many of them. Our title sponsor, Britain Vision LASIK Eye Care in St. Louis. Let's give them a huge round of applause for being our title sponsor. Thank you. We have a championship sponsor, which is Ladue Schools. We have our all-star sponsors. Let me go through the list of our all-star sponsors. Ladue Education Foundation, the Karasik family, Siegel Urkel Law Firm, Sumner One Printing Services. Let's give all of our all-star sponsors a round of applause. Our varsity sponsors, Edelman Sotheby International Realty. Yep. And also Streamside. Let's give them a round of applause. And there's just two more sponsors here. Our Rams sponsors, which were Just Printing and Palm Health. Let's give them a round of applause as well. And finally, to our inductees, I want to thank you. This evening is about you. You are the first class inducted into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. And this celebration, this celebration would not exist without your excellence, your dedication, your legacy, whether it be in the pool, whether it be on the track, whether it be in the field or court. You are leaving a legacy. As I reflected on what I wanted to share with you tonight, a flood of memories came rushing back. You see, Ladue athletics means a lot to me, something very personal to me. My father, class of 61, played basketball and baseball for Ladue. I grew up hearing stories of him shooting hoops for hours in his backyard off Collingwood Drive in Olivet with his best friend, Monty Gass. He used to say, I was a pretty good shooter as long as the wind wasn't blowing. You guys know what I'm going to say next, right? And I said, well, why is that? Because his hoop was nailed to a tree that swayed in the breeze. Now, I can't say for sure that that story is entirely true. After all, this was the same man that told me he walked up hills both ways to school in 4 feet of snow, even in April and May. But one thing I do know is that he had a love for Ladue athletics, and it ran deep. Before my father passed away, two of his teammates and his coach, Jim Wagner, visited him in the nursing home. That's right, Coach Wagner. That moment reminded me that the friendships built through sports last a lifetime. So tonight, as we celebrate our inductees, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. You may be asking yourself, why me? Yes, your stats, your records, your achievements are remarkable, but it's not just the numbers that brought you here tonight. It's the intangibles that set you apart. One of my favorite books is by John Gordon. He writes beautifully about this beautifully in his book Training Camp. It's about a football player who learns from a coach. Not a playbook of X's and O's, but a playbook of life. Gordon describes what the best do differently. Inductees, here's my message to you about what you've done differently. The best know what they truly want. The best simply want it more. The best are always striving to get better. The best do the ordinary things better. The best have laser-like focus. The best are mentally strong. The best overcome fear. The best seize the moment. And the best tap into a power greater than themselves. And I think this last one is very relevant for tonight. And the best, you inductees, leave a legacy. We could spend hours unpacking each one of those lessons, but I leave you with this. You are here tonight because you've already lived those truths. You've left your mark, not just on the field or the court, but on the hearts and the memories of those you watched. Those who watched you, those who coached you, those who played beside you. John Gordon says, everybody wants to be great, but very few are willing to do what the great ones did to become great. Tonight, we honor those few. Thank you for being great. Thank you for inspiring us, and thank you for leaving a legacy you have left to Ladue. Congratulations to our Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2025. Let's give them a huge round of applause. I would now like to introduce one of our fantastic students, Amelie Locke, a junior. This lady is an accomplished performer from the Ladue Performing Arts Center to the Muni and to a thing called Broadway in New York this past summer. She will be singing Our Time, accompanied by Abby Hayden on the piano. Let's give them a warm Ladue welcome.
Something is stirring, shifting ground, it's just begun. The edges are blurring all around, and yesterday is done. Feel the flow, hear what's happening, we're what's happening. To just know we're the movers and we're the shapers, we're the names in tomorrow's papers, up to us, pal, to show 'em. It's our time, breathe it in, worlds to change and worlds to win. Our turn, coming through, me and you, man, me and you. Feel how it quivers on the brink, everything gives you the shivers, makes you think there's so much stuff to sing. And you and me, we'll be singing it like the birds, me with music and you with words, tell them things they don't know. Up to us, man, to show 'em. It's our time, breathe it in, worlds to change and worlds to win. Our turn, we're what's new, me and you, man, we and you. Feel the flow, hear what's happening, we're what's happening. Long ago, all we had was that funny feeling, saying someday we'll send them reeling, tell them things they don't know. Someday just began. It's our heads on the block, bring it in and start the clock. Our time, we're what's new, me and you, man, me and you, 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 me and you. Thank you.
That was awesome. Wow. Dr. Whipke, Emily, thank you so much for that. That was awesome. I would like to now invite up here the Hall of Fame Committee President Gary Siegel, class of 78, also Vice President Michael Karasik, class of 77. They would like to share a few words this evening.
You could do the podium. I can't read that far away.
All right. Everybody, it is an honor and a privilege to be here. It's an amazing group of people that have assembled. My name is Gary Siegel. I'm class of 78. Mike Karasik, 1977. We are the founders of the committee.
Yeah, we kind of are the founders of the committee. I told Matt if we struggle, it's up to him to come save us.
Okay.
But we're kind of a pretty odd couple to be up here making a presentation today, aren't we?
I think it's fair to say that. I mean,
Well, the reason I said that is because probably half the people in my class are probably, if you're out there, are probably going, who is he?
well,
And the other half of the class are probably the people that went on the tour and just wanted to know where the smoking lounge was.
Well, and it's funny you mention that because you were more of a smoking lounge person, and I was more of a library person, and those people didn't really.
I didn't talk to you then.
Right, as people probably are also thinking, wait, Siegel didn't play any sports. Michael did. Michael was a very accomplished swimmer and a diver. But fun fact, I was cut twice for the baseball team, and both coaches are here tonight. Coach Lang, Coach Wolf. They both cut me. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. I've moved on.
Hey, wait. I was cut from the baseball team too. I think it was Velton, but it could have been Wolf. But they told me I couldn't play on the team unless I cut my hair.
I always
If you knew me in high school, raise your hand out there. You knew my hair.
I always did wonder how you were able to swim with that long mane of hair, but you did. So,
Well, there's
kudos to
one
you.
reason. Coach Canazzi, who was my swimming and diving coach with Jimmy Hallebertton over there, he didn't care if I had long hair. He just wanted my 7 points for my event, right? That's all he cared about.
Well, I think it's fair to say, Michael, this has been already. We can declare this a tremendous success.
I'm blown away. I'm just honored that everybody showed up. Incredible.
So thank you all for being here. I think now that we can declare this a success, instead of waiting to the end of the show, well, let's start thanking some people now.
Well, why don't you tell them how we got here?
Well, oddly, the first thing that should be thanked is the Clayton School District. It sounds kind of funny, but I was playing senior baseball, starting my 35th year playing senior baseball. And how about that, Coach Wolf, Coach Lang? And I was playing at Clayton, and I noticed they had a field that was named after a Hall of Fame member. And I thought, wait a minute, Clayton has a Hall of Fame? Why doesn't Ladue? And so that kind of became our theme. Whenever we tried to convince people that Ladue needed a Hall of Fame, it was a one-sentence response. Clayton has one, and by the way, our athletes are so much more well-known, more famous than Clayton's.
Well, but remember what happened?
I do. We ended up going to dinner together, and I said, Michael, you were already involved in an athletic event.
No, I was doing stuff for the LEF. I was involved with fundraising, and I was trying to put together a 50th anniversary of Ladue hockey. My son played hockey. I thought it was kind of nice. It was our 50th anniversary. I knew all the guys that played on the team. I'm still friends with some of the guys on the team. I thought that would be great, and I'm telling you about this at dinner, and it was you and I and my wife, Kathy, Lisa, right behind him, just wave. We were all at dinner, and you said something about the Hall of Fame, and I said,
You said, let's go for it.
let's do it.
And so Michael's really the second person that I think deserves thanks, because he got the ball rolling, and from after that, it was just a matter of time before we would end up before you tonight.
I think I should be the first. We should get rid of Clayton in that.
See, even though Michael was more of a smoking lounge person and I was a library person, and those two cultures did not interrelate, we did come together afterwards, and recently on the LEF. Both Michael and I bleed white and blue. We were both involved at the LEF, and both of our children all went to Ladue. So it was an easy sell to Mike. And so that probably is the third thanks should go to the LEF Executive Director, Julie Furry. Julie, will you stand?
We can't see anything from here,
Can't
those
see.
lights. So if you're
I know
standing-
she's here, though. There she is.
Yeah, we agreed to approach Julie. Julie kind of supported us, and then you got something with a board resolution. You went to the board.
Yeah, Julie shepherded it through, and again, my argument to the LEF board was pretty short and sweet. Clayton's got one, so that was pretty much the end of the argument, and it passed. And and we also would be remiss if we didn't recognize Kristen Wild, who was Julie's predecessor and really brought LEF into prominence. And,
Thank you, Kristen.
she's now executive director of Operation Food Search, so she's doing God's work now. But that's kind of how you and I really
That's
got
right.
involved.
Well, if you
in that.
remember, I recommended you as the attorney for the LEF.
That's good.
So after we passed that resolution, Julie put us in touch with a couple key community members who wanted to support us and also thought this was a great idea. So besides Julie, everybody kept validating. Every time we talked to somebody, they would say, yes, we'd like to do that. And we got a couple volunteers.
We got some great volunteers, and they're here tonight, and they became an integral part of the committee, and it's Nisha Coleman-Bonte and Liz Little, who I don't think she's here,
Liz is not here tonight.
and Mickey Cohn, the ubiquitous Mickey Cohn is
Where
here
is
somewhere.
Mickey? He's over there.
He's over there. And it really was the five of us that really, this is back in 2021 is when it all started. So that's
Remember where we were?
well, we were at a wine bar, if I recall.
Well,
right?
that was there, but
Right.
we met at your house.
Right, we were at my house.
And I called it Gary's Kitchen Cabinet Meeting. He'd cook us dinner, we'd talk, and we'd strategize about how this was going to work, how it was going to get set up. It's incredibly, this process took 4 years of going through the cycle of that's how we got here today.
But the most important step in this whole procedure, I can't emphasize this enough, is Dr. Whipke. Because once we talked to him, and again, we said, Clayton's got one. It was an easy sell, and he took it from there and took it to the Board of Education. They passed a resolution, and the district really deserves the thanks for what you have tonight. You know, Michael and I got the ball rolling, but the district and Dr. Whipke deserves the most.
Dr. Whipke got the resolution, the board passed it, and then we kind of had to go on our way. Then we had another step we had to do. We had to figure out how all this was going to work.
Yeah, we did, and then we had to form a committee. And again, we had our kitchen cabinet committee, and then Dr. Whipke provided us with other committee members. And it's, if we could ask them to stand, it's high school principal Brad Griffin, activities director Nick Giannino, coaches Mike Tarpey, Keith Harter, Bob Lang, Todd Bassler.
If you'd all stand,
Please
because
stand.
I spent more time with those coaches in those couple months dealing with them than I did in my 4 years of high school.
We met over and over because it's a rich history of 70 years of tremendous athletes. And it took a lot of meetings to try and figure out what's the Mount Rushmore inductees. So every one of those persons was key. In addition, Neil Furlong, is Neil here? Okay, Neil should stand. Neil's also on our committee right now.
He took over for Liz on the alumni board, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now we would be remiss. We got us here. We got the event here. But tonight would not be here except for 3 individuals. I even think, Dr. Whipke, you've already stole some of our thunder by announcing that. But honestly, tonight, Kimberly McKenzie, Travis Green, and Laura Shea, you all put together a fabulous group. I've offered them jobs a couple times. Dr. Whipke said you cannot hire any of them until he retires at the end of the year.
So that's everything you see tonight is pretty much their doing.
All of it is their doing.
Right. We just got the ball rolling, and we're so thankful that the Ladue Nation showed up strong. Our hope is by the end of the evening, you will agree with us that this has been a tremendous success. And what's going to happen are the inductees are going to be asked to come up on the stage, and they'll receive an award. And I'm suggesting we call the award an Elsie, after Bob Elsmeyer, the super fan that everybody probably knows. So.
I just think that we could do that. We could have a future award maybe for the Ladue's greatest supporter of athletics during a period of time. That's a possibility. Maybe if we get enough tributes towards Bob, we can have that in 2028.
It's a great idea. And speaking of great ideas, we know we don't have a monopoly on that. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a stack of forms as you came in on the welcome check-in desk, and it says at the top, Gala 2028, because that's when we're having our next induction. And admittedly, there's going to be kind of a remedial aspect to it, because there are a lot of deserving athletes, coaches, teams that weren't admitted here, and some of them are here tonight. But this is your opportunity to help us out. Get a copy of the form. I think Michael's son.
Yeah, Daniel, raise your hand. We've got some notes on the table. He's going to take the forms after the night. We hope you fill it out, because, if you weren't nominated, you wouldn't be here tonight.
Right.
So we're hoping to get those nominations. I know we left off lots of people.
There's a bunch, and we recognize that there was a lot of people who they were not inducted because they simply were not nominated. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen, and we're going to right that wrong 2028. In particular, I was a little bit outraged about no hockey, no golf, no lacrosse, but in 2028 we're going to remedy that. There should be more coaches, and there definitely should be more teams.
All
so
right.
that's
To
2028.
2028.
So please get that form and let us know what you think of tonight. Do you have any suggestions? There's even a box for you to give us suggestions. If you want to volunteer and help us out for 2028, that'd be great.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Up next, we're going to eat, but we're also going to hear from some folks that this is going to be pretty cool. Viva Voce, they are going to come up. They're going to perform a couple numbers for us. So let's show our appreciation right now for Viva Voce under the leadership, the direction of teacher Leah Allroots for these beautiful numbers, and we get an opportunity to have a very good meal all at the same time. The bar is going to reopen after the serenade is complete, so maybe the second most important words I'll say tonight, dinner is served.
Hi everyone. We are Viva Voce, the all treble a cappella group at Ladue, and thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to perform.
That wasn't funny, but she laughed so hard she almost cried. They're counting months they've been together, almost 49. He's making fun of how she acts around the holidays. She wears a ring, but they tell people that they're not engaged. They met in class for metaphysical philosophy. He tells his friends I like her cause she's so much smarter than me. They're having talks about their futures until 4 a.m. and I'm happy for them. But I wanna feel all that love and emotion, be that attached to the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling without caution, but for now I'm only people watching. I'm only looking just to live through you vicariously. I've never really been in love, not seriously. I had a dream about a house behind a picket fence. Next one I choose to trust, I hope I use some common sense. But I cut people out like tags on my clothing. I end up all alone, but I still keep hoping. I wanna feel all that love and emotion, be that attached to the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling without caution, but for now I'm only people watching. Cut people out like tags on my clothing. I end up all alone, but I still keep hoping. I won't be scared to let someone know me. Life feels so monotone, but I still keep hoping. Cut people out like tags on my clothing. I end up all alone, but I still keep hoping. I won't be scared to let someone know me. I feel so monotone, but I still keep hoping. I feel love emotion. I wanna feel all that love and emotion, be that attached to the person I'm holding. Someday I'll be falling without caution, but for now I'm only people watching. Helplessly
but they're strong. I guess you can run back on there. Yeah. Was it on the strip? I think so. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And as we eat dinner, it's an opportunity to welcome onto the stage the Ladue Strolling Strings.
lighting okay? Is it good? It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's good. I'm not good. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay. This is going to be a basic message. Hey, congratulations to your winner.
Thank you. No, I'm too tall. All right, everybody, we are about to get to why we really came here tonight. Before we go any further, though, can we give a round of applause for the staff, everybody involved with food service? That was a really good meal. We'll give you a moment or so to find your seat, and then we'll get rolling with what's going to be so much fun to honor these teams, these individuals that mean so much to the history of Ladue athletics. By the way, while we were eating, Dr. Whipke and I, we have figured out all the problems for the St. Louis Cardinals. So as he goes into retirement, we already know what his next job is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they have inspired us on the field, in the pool, on the court, and it is our turn to be able to honor them. It is time for the moment we've all been waiting for, to honor the athletes, to honor the teams who have made Ladue athletics what it is today. So let's give a huge Ladue welcome. Before we even get to all the individuals and teams, let's give a big welcome to all the newest members of our Hall of Fame, the inaugural class here today. The 1973 Ladue Water Polo team. They make school history by capturing Ladue's first and only state championship in the sport. In one of the most dramatic finals in Missouri history, the Rams defeat University City in overtime. It goes 3-2, and it was at University City. Coached by Craig Canazzi, the team showcased defensive dominance and what remains the lowest scoring state title game ever played to this day. After dropping regular season matchups to Clayton and University City, the Rams were able to rebound in the postseason. They had wins over both, which is good, defeating Clayton 6-4 in the semifinals, and then University City in what was a nail-biting championship. Let's go through some of the individuals, led by Captains Scott Hall, Doug Heller, John Stabler, and Steve Zell. The roster also features Don Derlacki, Brian Gelber, Guy Gelfenbaum, Steve Koslow, Tom Olson, Barry Posen, Ken Kaplan, Danny Frank, Mike Hamilton, Ed Lowenbaum, Scott McKenna, and Larry Rosen. Their resilience, their toughness, the ability to rise in the biggest moments cement them as one of the most iconic teams in the history of Ladue athletics.
I can probably speak for everybody. Thank you. I mean, you guys strapped on a monumental task, and me, it's really very sweet. And I'm sure for every one of those kids, it's very. I mean, they can bring their grandkids in. You didn't believe me. They really played hard. They never let themselves get down. So I think at the beginning right there, I just had a gut feeling, this year is special, I think. And we even knew that at the end of the prior year. As the year went on, started, we didn't draw a lot of people to our games. I would say the very first game we had, we might have 50 people there. I mean, what? Water polo.
Water and horses. I think a lot of kids thought that's what it was. But then they took it another step and said, man, there was a fight and the coaches were in the pool. You got to come to see this. It was kind of like a perfect storm. Clayton had a 52-game winning streak. And it was in the Globe Democrat that morning, front page, full page. I mean, I couldn't have drawn it out any better. I mean, you're talking about bulletin board material. I got as many of those papers as I could. I took them around school. I gave them to every one of our kids, put them in the library, in the cafeteria. You get the kind of the idea, we had a fight last week. They're coming in, they're kind of a ruckus crowd. You get the band going. It was a lot of fun for the kids that were there and for all of us. And our team loved being supported like that. It was a lot of fun, and we beat those son of a guns. And you put all that together, and then you start looking down the road, and you think, we can do this. We can make a run at this thing, and by golly, we did.
I would like to invite the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame wall sponsor, Brenton Vision LASIK in St. Louis, to join Dr. Whipke in presenting our first honorees this evening. Please join me in recognizing members of the 1973 Ladue Water Polo team. I think just come on up.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Really good. Appreciate it. Congratulations. There you go.
Scoot out of the way here.
It's bright up here, huh? What's that? It's bright up here, huh?
It is, yes.
You want to borrow my sunglasses?
Okay, there you go. Congratulations. Thank you.
Good picture. You want 2 rows or 5 rows in the back?
the 1973 Ladue Water Polo team. Our next honoree, I got to meet him actually one time. It was when I was in high school. My dad actually worked at KMOX before I did back in the 60s, and Coach Velton did some broadcasting at one point and worked with my dad. So I got to meet him. He was emceeing one of our Ladue football banquets one year, and the thing I remember about Coach Velton is he was going through all the thank yous and acknowledgments at the beginning of his time with us, and he had talked to my dad, and my dad said, "Hey, I've got a son, Matt, who plays," and he mentioned my name and said I was a heck of a football player, which he knew, obviously he didn't know what he was talking about there. But that made me feel good being able to hear that from him. So that's my experience with Coach Velton, a cornerstone of Ladue athletics. Ed Velton coached at Ladue Horton Watkins for more than 30 years, beginning with baseball in 1958. He's best remembered for 21 seasons as the head football coach from 1960 to 1981. He compiled a winning percentage of better than 75% with a 145, 43, and 4 record. It is the best winning percentage in the history of Ladue. Coach Velton's teams won 11 conference titles, 4 district championships. They made 3 4A Final Four appearances, twice undefeated in 74 and 76, and were ranked #1 in the area by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Coach coached multiple sports. Most notably, he guided the girls tennis team to 5 consecutive state titles from 88 to 92. Inducted into the Missouri Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame, he is remembered as a mentor whose influence stretched well beyond the gridiron.
If Ed Velton was involved, you were going to get all of Ed Velton. There was no halfway with Ed Velton. He wanted little things perfect. He wouldn't accept anything mediocre. It had to be repetition upon repetition upon repetition to get exactly what he wanted. And anything that he would get going on, he would be successful at it. It wasn't because of luck or he was just gifted, or it had nothing to do with it. He had a formula that he applied to his life, and he used it everywhere he went. He genuinely liked people, and he liked to be liked. And he when my dad was with you, he would make you feel like you're the deal. It was never about him. It was always about you. And he had so many friends because he cared about people. And my dad loved living in Ladue. He loved Ladue football. And he loved his players, and he was passionate about it. And he knew from the time he wanted to be a little boy, he wanted to coach, and there's nothing that could have dragged him out of Ladue. He loved being a part of it, and I'm a blessed guy because he was my dad. I mean, I had a great life because of my dad, and he's just one of a kind. I know I have a dog in this fight. I know there's a bias here on his son. I get it, but he lived up to his reputation. He really did.
I would like to invite Mrs. Betty Velton and her family to accept Coach Ed Velton's induction, awarded posthumously, as his legacy will forever be remembered in the Ladue Hall of Fame.
Come on, Rams. Let's go, baby. That's what he would say.
right here, all right? 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1.
Now hold on one second. Don't go anywhere quite yet. Do want to let you know, earlier this week, we received a call from your dear friend, Bill Suntrup. And he made a donation to the high school to grant 1 football scholarship in memory of Ed Velton, as well as a contribution to help with some needed renovations to the Ed Velton Fieldhouse. So a very, very cool bit of news we served earlier this week. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Our next inductee is among the most highly recruited athletes in Ladue's history. Terry Moore excelled in football. There you go. He excelled in football, basketball, and baseball. A parade All-American in football, a multi-time All-State, All-Metro, All-District selection. He was a quarterback, a defensive back, a punter, a kicker, a senior captain. He totaled 118 tackles, 8 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns, and he averaged almost 45 yards per punt. He also captained the basketball team. He led the baseball team in average, home runs, RBIs. He was praised by Coach Velton as the school's best since Andy Russell, which obviously is great, great praise. He received more than 30 Division I scholarship offers. He chooses UCLA. Despite multiple knee injuries, he letters as a linebacker. He appears in 2 Rose Bowls and also a Fiesta Bowl under Hall of Fame coach Terry Donahue. He had a rare ability of versatility, production, great leadership, made him one of Ladue's most celebrated multi-sport athletes. Terry Moore's rare blend of versatility, production, and leadership. Again, one of the most celebrated athletes in the history of the school.
Hello, Ladue High School, and thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for this amazing award. Not quite sure I deserve it, but thank you. I need to thank so many people in my life and people at Ladue High School for this award. The teachers, the coaches, the administrators, my classmates. Any success that I've achieved in life, I owe to Ladue High School. Ladue High School was my safety net. It was just such an amazing privilege to be able to go to such a great high school. Most importantly, I want to thank my teammates because this award really is for all of us. So would all my teammates please stand up and be recognized? Manny Palin, Dennis Carafile, Joel Schwartz, Dave Durham, Gary Nathan, John McCurdy, Dan Hebring, Dave Howe, and 2 of our fellow teammates that are no longer with us, Keith Barquette and Greg Fox. What I wouldn't do to get in the trenches one more time with my best friends and suit up for the Rams. I also want to thank all my family and friends who are here that could celebrate with me. My wife Brenda, my daughters Brooke and Taylor, my sister-in-law Deborah, my sister Tracy, my sister Tammy, my brother-in-law Jeff, my brother-in-law Rocky, my Aunt Sandy, my cousins Julie and Susie, my cousin Harry. Thank you for being here to help celebrate. And lastly, I'd like to dedicate this award to my mom, Pat Moore, who, without her love and support, I never would be sitting here achieving such an amazing award. So Mom, I love you, thank you, God bless.
I would like to invite our all-star sponsor, the Karasik family, to help honor Terry Moore on his induction into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. Please join me as we are over here in honoring Terry Moore. Danielle Oliver was a cornerstone of Ladue's track and field success in the early 2000s. Helped the Rams capture the 2005 state championship and finish among Missouri's best throughout her 4-year career. At the 2006 state meet, delivered a remarkable performance, winning four gold medals, 300-meter hurdles, triple jump, 4x1 and 4x2, breaking records in each and leading Ladue to a commanding team victory. While competing in the maximum 4 events, she claims 2 individual titles within the span of an hour, a testament to her stamina and competitive grit. An 11-time All-State honoree, setting the school record in the triple jump, and remains among Ladue's all-time best in the 100-meter and 300-meter hurdles. She continued her career at Missouri Southern, where she was a 4-year varsity letter winner and still ranks among the program's top performers, including number 3 all-time in the 100-meter dash. A fierce competitor, a leader, achievements of hers helped define one of the most dominant eras of Ladue girls track and field. You look at her and just an incredible, incredible honoree.
Danielle had truly a great spirit about her, and I knew her family were well, knew her mom from way back when Danielle was little. So I've known of her for a long time, and then when she came to the high school, just a smile on her face, loved to work, was very competitive. She kind of met all the criteria of being great, and that is number one, she loved to work. She was competitive, she was smart, she was disciplined, and she was talented. And when you put all that together, that's a pretty good lethal combination. The thing that Danielle did was she trusted the process. She believed in herself. She didn't give up. At the time, like I said before, she wasn't really the main person, but in the end she was. And it's purely because of her discipline and her self-respect and her attitude toward just competing. And what wound up happening, she won 3 events, would have set a state record if another record from another team didn't break it in the same race in the span of 45 seconds on a 100-degree day. You'll never see that again. And that's because she's a great technician, great athlete, very disciplined, and just a powerhouse. There's not a flaw. She's just a great kid, great person. Anytime I saw her, she was smiling and having fun and enjoying her day throughout the school. Just never a bad day for her. And maybe there were bad days, but I never knew.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our next Hall of Fame inductee, Danielle Oliver.
Thank you so much.
Greg Pollinsky, class of 1976, combined his talent as a high-scoring point guard at Ladue with a remarkable 4-decade career in basketball coaching and scouting. A standout in the St. Louis area during his junior and senior years, he went on to build a coaching career that has impacted players at the collegiate and also at the professional levels. He served as the head coach at Georgia Southern University from 1995 to 1999, before joining the NBA's Brooklyn Nets, where he spent nearly 2 decades in key roles, including serving as the director of player personnel. He later held senior scouting and personnel positions with the Detroit Pistons, and then would return to the college ranks. Currently, he is an assistant at the University of Tennessee. They're probably going to have a pretty good year this year, where he's helped guide the Volunteers to 4 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, including multiple Sweet 16 and Elite 8 runs and 2 SEC championships. Inducted into the St. Louis Jewish Sports Hall of Fame, his enduring influence as a coach, as a mentor, and as a talent evaluator has left a lasting mark of the game at every single level.
I'm extremely honored to be here tonight with such a special group of people and athletes. Let me first take time to introduce those that are with me. My brother Jeff, my dear friend Scott Goldberg, also a Ladue High graduate, both tremendous supporters of me throughout my endeavors, and Scott's wife Lisa, one of the finest people you'll ever meet. Without question, the greatest joy that I have had during my athletic career took place at Ladue High School. I was fortunate to have such a supportive community that included the Ladue athletic staff, administrators, my teammates, and all others. I want to particularly take time to recognize my friend and high school coach, Mike Ramming, who has since passed away. The Ram took a huge interest in my life and played a major role in so many ways that most people never knew, inspiring me to be who I am today in the coaching field. I certainly hope that next year, or whenever it is, that the committee will see fit to also honor and induct Mike Ramming into the Hall of Fame. Again, thank you so much for this honor. I'm flattered and I'm humbled.
Hey, keep it going and help us welcome Coach Greg Pollinsky into the Ladue Athletics Hall of Fame. Lynette Atkinson, one of the most decorated sprinters and hurdlers in Ladue track and field history, earning an impressive 15 All-State honors during her career. She played a key role in the Rams' state dominance, anchoring championship relay teams in the 4x200 and the 4x400 in 2008 and 2009, and also helped secure a state relay title as a freshman in 2006. Individually, excelling in the 200 meter, the 400 meter, the 300 hurdles, and finished her career number 4 all-time in the 200 meter and number 5 all-time in the 400 meter at Ladue. Her talents extending to the national stage. She was a 2-time United States track and field national champion in the 4x800 meter relay and was named the Kansas Relay's most outstanding female athlete. That's incredible. A dedicated student athlete, she was the recipient of the 2009 Dad's Club Faculty Scholar Award. At Baylor, she continued to compete at an elite level, earning Big 12 academic honors, and in 2014 was named the Outstanding Senior Women in Department of Health, Human Performance, and Recreation. Combination of athleticism, leadership, and academic achievements solidifying her place among Ladue's greatest track athletes.
No one had a bigger heart than Lynette. And because of her heart and her work ethic, she was able to be the proverbial bumblebee that shouldn't be able to fly, you know. Because good people make really good athletes, you know. They're easy to coach. They show up to practice on time. They go to bed on time. They do all the little things that no one sees. You know, she embodies everything that Rams track and field is all about. Hard work, dedication, discipline, strong leadership skills, I mean, she's such a fierce competitor. But I guess the one word I keep coming back to when I think about her is just excellence. The embodiment of what excellence is. You know, she's just an excellent person. You know, if I ever had a chance to win one of these big lotteries or something, $800 million, I'd give it all to her, because I know she'd do something with it to make the entire world better. She's just the entire package. You know, a lot of times this is a very thankless job. It doesn't pay a lot of money. You know, it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time away from your family, and a lot of times, you know, you wonder, is it worth it? But when I see people like Lynette, that makes it all worth it. She deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because she's a leader. She 7-time All-State, multiple-time All-American, national champion. There's so many more things I can say about her, but I'd be here all day.
Lynette could not be with us tonight, so let's bring up the guy who wants to give her $800 million if he wins the lottery. Coach Burris, if you can come up and accept in her honor. Known as Mr. Racquetball, Marty Hogan, class of 1976, revolutionized the sport with power, athleticism, and dominance on the court. After turning professional in 1975, he quickly makes history as the youngest player to win a pro tournament. He went on to win 6 U.S. national championships, including 5 consecutive titles from 1978 to 1982. At his peak, he reached 62 consecutive finals, winning 56, and was ranked number 1 or number 2 in the entire world for more than a decade. He claimed 2 national paddleball championships, showcasing his versatility across racket sports. He became racquetball's first millionaire, its most recognizable figure, and the athlete credited with bringing mainstream attention to the sport. His impact was not only athletic, but it was also cultural, shaping how racquetball was played and also promoted worldwide. His contributions have been honored with inductions into the USA Racquetball Hall of Fame, the Missouri Racquetball Hall of Fame, the St. Louis Jewish Sports Hall of Fame, and the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. And now we are proud to be able to place him into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. His legacy as one of the greatest racquetball players of all time continues to inspire athletes across all generations.
I just would like to thank the committee for remembering me. You know, I graduated in '76, and you have to dig, you have to start digging now to find us. And there's been so many great athletes. The inaugural class and the 25 individuals that are getting in are incredibly worthy applicants, and just a great beginning. I mean, when I got the phone call that I was being inducted, it was like, you know, it was like wow, because going to Ladue during the years I did, I mean, I have nothing but fond memories of the school, great memories of teachers, the athletics. My 2 favorite teachers that I ever had in my life came from Ladue High School. One was Warren Hickenbotham, who was my shop teacher, and the other one was Bill Heide, who to me was kind of like the best teacher I ever had, because he took a real interest in me. Teachers don't realize what kind of a fingerprint they put on students, but teachers are so important. And many years later, I always reflect back to that guy wanted me to learn. He saw something in me, even though I didn't see it in myself. I ended up in the candy store of occupations in athletics. I kind of like rode the wave. And that's what I'd like young people to see, what they would see my picture up there. You know, I came into something that wasn't anything, and all of a sudden, 20 years later, you know, there's 17 million people playing racquetball, and it's a worldwide sport. And my timing couldn't have been better.
As you saw in the video, his legacy as one of the greatest racquetball players of all time continues to inspire athletes across generations. Marty Hogan, you've inspired us on the court for decades. Now it's our time to honor you. J.U. Chesson, one of the most dynamic multi-sport athletes in Ladue history. Basketball, track, football. Specifically to football, he was a dominant wide receiver. First team All-State honors after catching 106 passes for better than 1,300 yards and 19 touchdowns across his final 2 seasons. How about track? Equally impressive. 4 state titles. 2 in the 300-meter hurdles, 1 in the 100-meter dash, and 1 as a member of the 4x200-meter relay team. His combination of speed, power, and versatility made him one of the most feared athletes in the region. He then went on to the University of Michigan, where he was a key weapon for the Wolverines, a first-team All-Big Ten player in 2015, and he was also named the team's most valuable player after a breakout performance against Indiana. Listen to this line, 207 yards and 4 touchdowns. He would go on to be drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 4th round of the 2017 NFL Draft. He'd play 4 seasons in the NFL with the Chiefs, with Washington, and also with the New York Jets.
For J.U., one word to describe him is just loyal. Once you're in his friend group and he cares about you, you can trust that always be there for you, the good times, the bad times, and on the field too, like someone that's loyal, someone that you can count on, and to do things that others wouldn't want to do. So he's a very loyal person. J.U.'s work ethic on the field, in the classroom, I was in a couple classes with him as well too. I think he was someone that believed in working hard, and he's also a curious person. So I think that goes hand in hand, like work ethic and curiosity. I think for him on the field, when we were installing plays, he would ask a lot of questions, so he knew not only what the receivers had to do, but what the quarterback was thinking. So I think curiosity and work ethic go hand in hand for me, and the same in classroom as well too. I think he was always someone that was asking questions. He's not afraid to put himself in a vulnerable situation to where, you know, they always say no question's a dumb question, and he is someone that will ask the question and then also do the work behind whatever it takes, and that's why I think they go hand in hand. I feel like anyone that has come across J.U. and has an opportunity to be friends with him is very fortunate. I'm glad that he's receiving this award, and I hope that the student athletes coming through Ladue, they really get a chance to learn more about J.U. when they see the plaque and try to follow through his footsteps.
His remarkable career stands as a testament to his athleticism, his resilience, his leadership across multiple sports. Welcome to the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. Elizabeth Youngsky was one of the most prolific scorers in Ladue field hockey history, leaving her mark as a 4-year varsity starter and record setter. She led the St. Louis area in scoring both as a junior and also as a senior, and finished her career as one of the most consistent offensive threats in the region. She set school records for goals in a season, 37, points in a season with 88, and how about game-winning goals with 10, earning recognition at the local and national levels, including selection to the 2007 National Field Hockey Coaches Association West Region team. Youngsky also earned 4 varsity letters in basketball, showcasing her versatility as a two-sport athlete. She would go on to play at Division III field hockey, first at the College of Worcester and later at Wittenberg University, where she captained the team. Despite playing only 3 collegiate seasons, she graduated ranked in the top 10 all-time in goals, assists, and points. A 3-time All-Conference and NFHCA All-Region honoree, she left a legacy of excellence that continues to stand among the best in Ladue field hockey history, a 3-time All-Conference and NFHCA All-Region honoree.
Elizabeth was just full of fire and passion. She gave everything to the team through how she led the team, how she was a teammate, and also on the field. One memory I have is just her always on the ground. I mean, she literally put her whole body into every play to try and, get us to win and whatever needed to be done in that particular situation. Elizabeth had a unique experience where her mom was also the varsity coach when she was playing. So, there's a unique dynamic between that as well. And now as a parent who teaches their own children, I see, how that can be stressed in that type of situation. But I feel like, both of them handled that situation really well. There are obviously a few times where they had some mother-daughter tiffs. Elizabeth was still able to have her own voice and have her own space and be her own self and not, she wasn't just the coach's daughter, but, she held her own and was a leader in her own and not just following in her mom's footsteps as well. Playing with Elizabeth was always so much fun. She was silly. She liked to have a good time. She was always up for a competition and practice, just silly little games and within drills and stuff. She's just fun and quirky, but also full of passion and drive. And she did whatever it took to help the team, and I really enjoyed playing with her.
Elizabeth Youngsky left a legacy of excellence that continues to stand among the best in Ladue field hockey history. Everyone, let's give her a hand as she comes up. If you'll allow me, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite memories of my time at Ladue. I did track and field for a couple years. As you might be able to tell, I've always been a big guy, and I was a thrower. So we had a very good 4x400 meter team, and it's late in the season. And it's one of those days where guys are just getting injured right and left, right and left. And our 4x4 team really needed to race. The other 3 guys that were there really needed to get it in. So I remember Coach Harter saying, we need somebody to run this. Who wants to do it? I raised my hand. Why not? So here I am, big guy. He says, okay, you're the last. You're the anchor leg. Everybody's telling me, don't start too quick because you'll burn out early. That was bad advice because we're in first place when I get the baton, and we're in last place about 15 seconds later. And I had a lot left when I finally crossed the finish line 20 minutes later. So despite the fact that at one point in his illustrious coaching career, he had this guy running the anchor leg on a 4x400, we honor Keith Harter, who for more than 2 decades built the Ladue track and field team into one of Missouri's most respected programs. His team won 3 straight championships, the 03 boys, the 05 girls, and the 09 girls, and placed in the top 4 at state 14 times and captured 41 conference and 11 district titles. his athletes earning over 300 state medals, more than any other active coach in Missouri as of 2022. He is a 6-time Missouri Track and Cross Country Coaches Association Coach of the Year and the 2009 Missouri AP Coach of the Year. He was inducted into the MTCCA Hall of Fame in 2014. Beyond track, he coached multiple sports and served as the PE department chair, mentoring athletes and coaches alike. Let me add, as somebody who was in school, I would always see him working with students from an academic standpoint. I remember him doing math, and we'd be up in the room where if you need a little bit of help with your academics, he'd always be up there during the day. So his impact reaches way beyond athletics. His legacy continues through a coaching tree that includes more than a dozen current head coaches.
Maybe the biggest honor that I've ever received as a coach or even an athlete. I can't even fathom the thought that I would be inducted ahead of some of the people that didn't, but end of the day, it's truly an honor to represent Ladue High School. I was proud when I coached here and happy to be here, but the biggest piece was I hope that the families and the kids had great experiences under my tutelage. When I first moved to St. Louis in '89, I was just trying to get a job, and I wound up teaching in Normandy, and I came across a guy named Pat Sullivan, who was one of their coaches, and he kind of turned me on the coaching track. From there, I went to Webster Groves, and I met a man named Dan Sebin, who actually became part of our staff here at Ladue, and Pat did too, by the way. I brought them in here when I came. Sean Burris, I mean, that guy is a big-time coach. At the end of the day, he was a lot of our success, and a lot of the reason I'm here because of him. Maybe the most important person to me through the years was Paul Kennedy. Paul was a guy, he was a sounding board. I could go to him, and he was the main person that kept me afloat and kept me going through some of the tough times. One of the things that I do want to specify is a lot of our success was our assistant coaches. And my philosophy on that was I wanted people who were track coaches, who were Ladue alumni. And if you look at our staff, most of the time, more than half of our staff were Ladue alumni who were track coaches. Ladue shaped me in the sense that they were there for me, they supported me, they let me run with some of the thoughts, they were never questioning. What happened was I kind of got street cred because we were good at times. But the other part was I grew up in a program in Oklahoma, in Jinx, Oklahoma, where we learned how to win state titles. And so I implemented a lot of that process. But at the end of the day, it came down to the relationships that we had. As a coach, I always wanted the kids to have a good experience.
Please join me in congratulating Coach Keith Harter. His name will forever live in the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. You're doing it for track, not football. Montene Spaith, one of the most electrifying sprinters in Ladue track and field history, leaving her mark as both a state champion and record setter. She was a vital contributor to the Rams' 2009 state championship and also the 2010 runner-up squads before capturing a Missouri state title in the 400-meter in 2011, setting a state record in the process. That same season, she anchored the 4x400-meter relay team to a state championship and a former state record. Finished her career holding the Ladue School record in the 200-meter, the 400-meter, and ranked number 2 all-time in the 100-meter and also in the 800, number 8 in the 800-meter, excuse me. On the national stage, she was a multiple-time AAU and United States of America track and field national champion and an All-American. She would go on to compete at LSU, where she was part of the 2012 SEC Outdoor Championship team and earned National Collegiate Athletic Association All-American honors before transferring to Texas Tech, where she ranked among the school's all-time best in the 400-meter. Internationally, she qualified for the 2016 Great Britain Olympic Trials and also advanced to the semifinals at the British Indoor Championship. Her record-setting speed and success at every level makes her one of Ladue's greatest sprinters.
I would say Montene is so deserving of this honor, mainly because she is just a powerhouse of brilliance, of energy, just the will and the determination to make something happen. She's not someone who sits by idly and waits for something to come her way. She is very much a go-getter. I think Montene appreciated every opportunity that she got. I think Montene acknowledged, her cultural heritage, but she didn't look at it as something that she needed to either let weigh her down or that she needed to hide behind or that she needed to put on a pedestal. She appreciated it, she admired it, and she then focused on what's the task at hand. And I think if I were telling a student, hey, if you can mimic that, where you don't let one aspect of who you are be the dominating thing, you get to be multidimensional and you get to live out life multidimensionally, that you don't have to just be a trackster. You don't have to just be African American. You don't have to just be female. You don't have to just be smart. You can be all of those things together, and that makes you Montene.
Her record-setting speed and success at every level makes her one of Ladue's greatest sprinters in history. Montene Spaith, welcome to the Hall of Fame. So many of us have so much pride for the school that we went to. And for somebody like me, I've lived all over after graduating high school. Colorado, Indiana, Wisconsin, 6, 7, 8 states. I can't even remember all of them at this point. But there was one name that would always come up. I would hear about it. I'd be around other people, and I'd always say, I went to high school with her. I went to high school with her. It's one of the coolest things. I would always find so much pride because she was doing such things at an amazing level that we would hear about her all the time. Becky Sauerbrunn left an enduring mark on Ladue Watkins High School as a 3-sport varsity athlete in soccer, volleyball, and basketball. In soccer, she was twice named Parade All-American and earned Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year honors in 2003. She goes on to the University of Virginia. She's a 2-time ACC honoree, earning Freshman of the Year in 2003 and then Player of the Year in 2007. Her legacy grows on the international stage as a longtime member of the U.S. women's national team. She becomes one of the most reliable defenders in the world. She wins Olympic gold in 2012, World Cup titles in 2015, 2019, captained the U.S. team from 2016 to 24. At the professional level, she's a 4-time National Women's Soccer League Defender of the Year and a mainstay in the league's championship pursuits. Ladue Watkins High School recognizes her achievements by retiring her jersey number 11 and shortly thereafter named the new soccer field the Becky Sauerbrunn Field in her honor. In 2022, Sauerbrunn was named a Ladue Schools Distinguished Alumni, a fitting recognition for one of the most accomplished soccer players in the history of our country.
Everybody knows who Becky Sauerbrunn is, if you know sports at all. And so it's just amazing that this humble person from Ladue, and is just her career and her life is so impressive. Just what an incredible person.
Yeah, it's been nothing but fun just watching everything that she's done. And Matt and I know that we have absolutely nothing to do with this. We were totally the beneficiaries of somebody who was a fabulous player and more importantly, just a wonderful human being and so much fun to be around. We certainly truly know that. So it's just kind of fun to watch somebody be so successful and you know what, and be such a nice person all the way through. That's wonderful. And kudos to mom and dad at home. They did a wonderful job raising that kid. And one of the things that I don't know if I've ever seen is that Becky is funny. Do you remember this when we were playing St. Elizabeth and she ran around Katie Walter and her found a roll of electrical tape, and they put it on their forehead and on their nose, and they ran around all during pre-practice and everything, warm up. She ran around with tape and everything on their nose. They were having the best time, laughing and acting like idiots.
They had fun. And she was a great teammate. She was really patient because she was really good. And there were some talented people on the team, but she was clearly the best, but really patient. And I remember that she would go from one end of the field to the other, and she could have scored if she wanted to, but usually she would be nice enough that she would make this really amazing pass. And the pass was so good that even Coach Labarge could have scored
I could have scored it.
I mean, that's
finally.
how good she was. And so, but she was just really patient and unselfish.
Becky could not be with us tonight for a very good reason. She just gave birth, which is, so with that, we would like to invite her mother, Jane, to come and accept this award on her behalf. A rare three-sport varsity letterman. Ed Edelman exemplified all-around athletic excellence at Ladue, earning 9 varsity letters in track, football, also wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, sidebar, his former coach, Preston Koprivica, and his wife, Iris. Preston's 93 years old. I believe Preston is here with us as well tonight to be part of this, so very, very cool. Ed was named the school's most athletic senior in 1966, was one of only 4 Ladue wrestlers to capture a state championship, winning the 154-pound title his senior year while leading the team to a 5th place finish. In track, he excels in the low hurdles and helped the 4x220-yard relay team place 3rd at state, contributing to Ladue's overall 4th place finish. And on the football field, a standout halfback, earning 1st team all-conference honors. He's a team captain, and he was named the St. Louis Post-Dispatch Back of the Week. He would go on to play football at Southern Illinois University, 3 varsity letters, and was part of one of the program's most successful backfields. A lifelong athlete, he has continued to give back to his sport as an assistant wrestling coach for Ladue Middle School's Junior Rams, further extending his influence across generations.
I appreciate everything that the Hall of Fame committee has done. Their hard work, it was an act of love, and being included with Andy Russell and Becky Sauerbrunn and my football coach, Ed Velton, it's mind-boggling. Success in athletics and in life has a formula. There are ingredients, just like if you were baking a cake, that are necessary to make that cake, that performance, come about. My father was a 2-sport athlete, Ralph Edelman. He was an example of perseverance and consistency. My mother, Nettie Edelman, was passionate and strong in everything she did. And as Angela Duckworth said, when you combine perseverance and passion, you get grit. And I feel to be a beneficiary of that. My 2 older brothers, Eugene and Bernie, they were my first teammates, coaches, and intense competitors. My Ladue athletic journey started at West Ladue Junior High School with Ralph Engelmeyer, my football, basketball, and track coach, and Jack Kreider, my football, wrestling, and track coach. And I learned how to be a teammate and how to be a 12-month-a-year athlete that Jack Kreider demonstrated at every way. At Ladue, the varsity coaches were fantastic, starting with Preston Koprivica, my wrestling coach, who brought intelligence and discipline to everything that we did. Phil Breska, who was my track coach, who taught me to relax as well as perform at top speed. And my football coaches, Ed Velton, the Hall of Fame coach, and Don Kettlekamp. This was a combination of fire and ice. The experience that I had at Ladue was exceptional. And I wanted to have friends, and I have lifelong friends that I cherish.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Ed Edelman to the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. a pioneer in women's athletics. Connie Strobach, a six-sport varsity athlete, six-sport varsity athlete at Ladue, captaining 5 teams and twice being named the school's most athletic student. She would compete in the 1968 Olympic trials, placing 4th in the shot put, and still holds the Louisiana State javelin record. Internationally, she sets world games records in the javelin, in the discus, and also the shot put. At Southeast Missouri State, she earns athletic awards all 4 years before joining the U.S. national field hockey team. In 1974, she founds the Ladue girls track program, which captured the state title in her first season. She remains a driving force in athletics for decades, competing in the Senior Olympics until the age of 76, excelling in softball, track, and volleyball. Ladue continues to honor her influence through the Connie Strobach Invitational. In 2017, she received the Ladue Local Heroes Award, recognizing her as not only one of the school's most accomplished athletes, but also as a trailblazer who advanced opportunities for women in sports.
Connie has always been a jock. I first met her when attending Little Ladue or Reed grade school, and we played field hockey against Spaith in 6th grade. Needless to say, we were scared to death of her, and we lost. In high school, Connie, in 3 years, was on varsity every year in field hockey, volleyball, diving, swimming, and softball teams. She also received the Physical Education Award my senior year. She was voted most athletic female, and she was also president of the Girls Athletic Club. Connie continued her athletic prowess and education at Southeast Missouri, where she again played field hockey, volleyball, basketball, gymnastics, trampolining, synchronized swimming, swimming, diving, and softball. She was also on an AAU track and field team. Connie has been a longtime teacher and coach at the Ladue Schools. She considers herself a teacher first and a coach second. Her motto to her students was always, and I quote, "Learn, work, and be consistent." She was always trying to help her students, whether they were on a team or not, be their very best. Connie played 3 sports internationally, 5 sports nationally, and in 2003, she qualified to attend the World Games in Australia in shot put, discus, and javelin. Let me conclude with a quote from Connie. At Ladue, whether I was playing on the Ladue teams, teaching PE, or coaching, I always had a great day. She truly loved what she did.
I would like to invite our all-star sponsor, the Ladue Education Foundation, to join Dr. Whipke in joining Connie Strobach into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. Jim Hallebertton dominated the pool at Ladue. He finished his high school career undefeated while winning 8 state championships, setting state records in the 100 butterfly and 200 freestyle, with both marks standing for more than a decade. At Indiana University, he continues his rise, winning 7 Big Ten titles and earning 4 NCAA All-American honors, while twice holding the world's top ranking in the 100 butterfly. After his own competitive career, he becomes one of the most accomplished swimming coaches in the nation, guiding powerhouse programs at the high school, club, and collegiate levels, earning over 500 collegiate dual meet wins, one of just 8 coaches in NCAA history to do so. Over his career, he produces 96 Missouri State champions. He helps 290 athletes move on to compete at the college level and serves as a U.S. national team coach on 3 separate occasions. His impact is recognized with induction into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in 2018, and he also holds honors from the Missouri Athletic Club and the Ozark Swimming Hall of Fame. In 2017, he's awarded the Ladue Local Hero Award, underscoring his lifelong commitment to his sport and also to his community.
Hi, this is Frank Cusimano from Channel 5. You know, when I was a kid, I used to scour through sports sections. I'd wake up every morning, read the Globe Democrat, and then in the afternoon, read the Post-Dispatch. And anytime there was ever an article about swimming, the name Hallebertton would pop up. It was like Lou Brock in baseball, Jim Hart in football, and Jim Hallebertton in swimming. Do you know that he went to Ladue High School and he never lost? Who is undefeated in high school? Well, actually, we were at DeSmet in basketball, but it's not about DeSmet. It's about Jim Hallebertton and Ladue tonight. And then he goes to Indiana, and he's an All-American 4 times. Then he gets into coaching Lafayette and Marquette, and all he does is win state title after state title. Then he goes to St. Louis University. SLU swimming was terrible, and he turns it into one of the great programs in America. But what really separates Jim Hallebertton is that gentle quality. And sometimes it's tough to have greatness and gentleness in the same person. And that's what Jim is all about. Anybody who's ever met him, anybody who's ever swam under him will say Jim Hallebertton was a great man and a gentle man. So Jim Hallebertton, I congratulate you on making the Ladue Hall of Fame.
It is with great pleasure that we now formally induct Jim Hallebertton into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. The son of Baseball Hall of Famer Lou Brock Sr., Lou Brock Jr. carved out his own legacy. He is one of Ladue's most accomplished multi-sport athletes: football, baseball, basketball. He's a 2-year starting quarterback and also earned first-team All-State honorees as a punter in 1980. On the baseball diamond and basketball court, he's equally competitive, displaying the versatility that made him one of the school's top athletes of his era. Brock continued his football career at USC, where he excelled as a punter and was named a second-team All-American by the World Almanac. His collegiate success propels him to the NFL. He becomes the highest NFL draft pick in Ladue history, being selected 53rd overall in the 1987 draft, and went on to play 3 seasons in the league with the San Diego Chargers, the Detroit Lions, and the Seattle Seahawks. Following in his father's footsteps of athletic excellence while forging his own path, Lou Brock Jr. remains one of the most accomplished and versatile athletes to ever represent Ladue Horton Watkins High School.
Lou, first and foremost, he's a gentleman. And he was a gentleman from the time I first knew him in 7th grade until this day. The best. And I can't remember who all of his teachers were, but in the high school, if he had Bill Heidi for English, he may have been called a great American. You know, those of you who knew Heidi. And that's certainly what he is. He's a great American. He's a great athlete. He's a great Ladue alum. He's a Ladue family. I mean, his daughter Darian graduated in 2015. His daughter Allie graduated in 2019. These are Ladue people. He was a football player and a darn good one. He led by example. He didn't put his capabilities in your face. He was who he was. He knew what he was capable of doing. He did it, and he did it superbly. I'm thinking of a story that I used to film the football games. Yes, I used the word film with a Super 8 camera, and we showed them on a projector. And we were at Jennings, and I'm about a rickety old press box. I thought we were all going to be killed up there with the people from Jennings, and they're raving on and on about one of their 9th grade players who, you know, nobody can catch him. He's just super, and I'm listening to them. Well, finally on a play, this kid breaks loose, and they said, oh, he's gone. From out of nowhere, he's tackled. And these guys from Jennings say, look at that, who is that person? And I just turned with a deadpan and said, Brock, Lou Jr.
We are so excited to be able to celebrate Lou Brock Jr. a remarkable individual and athlete who has left an indelible mark on Ladue athletics. Please join me in welcoming Lou into the Hall of Fame. A two-sport standout at Ladue Horton Watkins High School, Steve Smith is a 4-year varsity wrestler and 3-year starter in baseball. He places 4th in the state as a sophomore wrestler, went undefeated as a junior before illness would end up ending his state bid, and he capped his career as a team captain with a 24-1 record over his final 2 seasons. On the baseball diamond, he starts at second base for 3 years and helps the 1960 Rams to a 19-1 record, a Suburban League title, and a berth in the state final that was played at Busch Stadium. At Washington University, he started at second base from 1963 to 1965, leading the nation in hitting in 1964 and setting multiple school records, hits, doubles, triples, RBIs, home runs, and batting average. He earns first-team All-American honorees in 1965 and went on to play professionally in the New York Mets organization. He hit 300 over 3 seasons and was inducted into the Washington University Sports Hall of Fame in 1995.
I played with Steve at Washington University. That's when we first became pretty good friends. And I was a pitcher and he was a second baseman. And quite frankly, he's one of, or maybe the best hitter that I ever played with. As a teammate at Washington U, everybody on the baseball team embraced Steve because number one, he's a great guy, a great teammate, and a great player. He also has a very, very unique sense of humor. So we were playing Wisconsin, and Pat Richter, who was an All-American player at Wisconsin, some of you guys who are young might not remember him, but he was phenomenal, about 6'5", about 220. So the first time up, Richter, I think he hit third in the order. I struck him out on 3 pitches. So I came back to the dugout and I said, so that's an All-American? I said, that guy doesn't even know how to swing his bat. So about 2 innings later, Richter hit one off me about 450 feet across Forsyth Avenue, almost hit cars. And here comes Steve Smith in from second base. And he walks in and he says, so you really fooled him on that last pitch, didn't you? That's Steve Smith. He's an all-around good person, and as his work ethic was beyond anybody's as far as hitting and going out every day and trying to get better. And then I would say that he's a friend for life who will always be there if a friend of his needed him. And I guess that's the best. You know, I've told my daughters this many times, you know, when it's all said and done, it's not the stuff you leave behind, it's not the treasures, it's not all the scrapbooks, Hall of Fames, it's your name. And he will leave a wonderful name behind.
I would like to invite our all-star sponsor, Siegel Law Firm, to join Dr. Whipke in inducting Steve Smith into the inaugural Ladue Athletics Hall of Fame. I just learned that Steve was in the same graduating class as my dad, so that was a cool thing to learn. Charman Smith's athletic and professional journey has left an enduring impact on basketball. At Ladue Horton Watkins High School, she's a 4-year all-conference selection and serves as a student body president, showcasing her athletic and leadership talents. She goes on to Stanford University, where she helped lead the Cardinal to 3 consecutive NCAA Final Four appearances and Pac-10 titles. She then plays professionally in the American Basketball League, the WNBA, and also overseas before transitioning into coaching. Rising through the ranks, she makes history in 2019 as the first black head coach at the University of California. That's at Berkeley, the women's basketball program there. And under her leadership, Cal returns to national prominence, producing All-Americans, WNBA draft picks, and a 25-win NCAA tournament season. Recognized as one of the 100 most influential in women's college basketball, she has solidified her place among the sport's most respected coaches. In 2012, she is honored as a Ladue Schools Distinguished Alum, a tribute to her groundbreaking achievements as both an athlete and as a coach.
Hello, everyone. First off, I would like to thank the Ladue Schools Athletic Hall of Fame Committee, Nisha, Michael, and Gary for this amazing honor. It's something I've actually dreamt about, being in a Hall of Fame. I didn't know what was exactly required. I've had several friends who were in different Hall of Fames. Some have won championships, some have gold medals, but all of them have traits that I respect and that were instilled in me by the people in this room. And that's resiliency, authenticity, impact, and advocacy. And it definitely starts with my parents, Gwen and Charles Smith, and my brother Charlie. My parents made the choice to face adversity and be resilient. This meant moving to the Ladue School District and setting me and my brother up for success, a great education. That sacrifice can never be repaid. And then an older brother who was good at everything and challenged me to be even better. Being in the Ladue School District is where it all started for me. And by the time I reached high school, I was well on my way to loving 2 things more than anything else, school and basketball. In addition to my parents and my brother, I'd like to highlight a few other people who were impactful in my journey. I want to thank Coach Zetcher, who knew me when all I wanted to do was play football and who still keeps in touch with me today and updates me on the developments at Spaith. I want to thank Coach Carol Cole and Coach Teresa Humble, who put up with all of my shenanigans. Having spent 23 years as a coach now, trust me, I've paid for all the trouble that I put you through. I want to thank my teammates, 2 of who are here tonight, Alicia Marzette and Elizabeth Cobal. And also my friend Catherine, who was always there to talk about anything but basketball, right? And when I think of my time as a basketball player at Ladue, I'm reminded of the trips to the junior high for practice in Liz's Mustang, bus rides with Alicia away to, a game at Kirkwood. None of it has to do with the amount of points scored or, wins or losses. It's the people, and that's why this is so important. So I want to thank all of the people who have contributed to me being worthy of this incredible honor. Thank you. Go Rams.
Tonight, we are proud to induct Charman Smith into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. Jack Fox, one of the most versatile athletes in his era at Ladue, excelling as both a quarterback and also as a special team standout. As a senior, he earns first-team All-State honors as a punter and second-team All-State recognition as a kicker, while also throwing for nearly 2,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. At Rice, Fox develops into one of the nation's top punters, earning first-team All-Conference USA honors, the 2018 Conference Special Teams Player of the Year Award, and becomes a finalist for the prestigious Ray Guy Award. Fox makes his National Football League debut with the Detroit Lions in 2020, where he quickly emerges as one of the league's elite punters. That season, he is named to the Pro Bowl and is second-team All-Pro after setting a franchise record with a per-punt average at 49.1 yards. In 2022, he signs a contract that makes him the NFL's highest-paid punter, and in 2024, he sets the league record for net punting average while helping the Lions reach the conference championship game.
As I reflect on my football journey, it's clear that the most rewarding experiences I've ever had come from my time at Ladue. There are many characteristics that made us a good team, But what sticks out the most is how selfless my teammates were and how much we all enjoyed playing together. Many of us weren't good enough to play on varsity as juniors, so rather than just practice with the varsity team, our collective love for the game drove us to play one more year together on the JV team. Little did I know, we were actually laying the foundation for things to come. We went 12-2 my senior year, but found ourselves down by 22 points in the district championship game at Webster. The bond we all shared never wavered, and we mounted a comeback for the ages. I still get chills thinking about how special it was to share a district championship with the same guys I grew up playing with. I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for the love and sacrifice of my parents. They taught me the importance of working hard from a young age, and they always reminded me that effort is far more valuable than natural gifts and abilities. I'll always be grateful to them for those lessons. I also want to thank Coach Tarpey, Slava, DB, and all of the other coaches who helped me and made huge sacrifices for so many student athletes at Ladue. As my football career has taken me places I never thought I'd go, I still don't think anything will ever top the feeling of playing with my buddies on the patchy grass at Ladue. Thank you to everyone who supported me, and I'm incredibly honored to be a part of the first class of inductees. Go Rams.
A legacy of greatness continues. It is with great pleasure we now formally welcome Jack Fox in the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. As you might expect, he's kind of busy. He's got something going on this weekend. So with that, we welcome his parents, Pat and Beth, to accept the award on his behalf. Thank you. Samantha Leven stands among the most accomplished athletes in Ladue track and field history. A 3-time state champion in the 800 meter, she's a cornerstone of the Rams' 2009 state championship and a 2010 runner-up team. She earns all-state honors in 8 events, winning state titles in 7 of them, and still holds school records in both the 800 meter and the 1600 meter. In 2011, she sets a Missouri state record in the 800 meter and earns international recognition by winning bronze in the 800 meter at the Pan Am Junior Championships as a member of Team USA. She's a dominant force in youth competition, becoming a 16-time AAU United States of America track and field national champion, a 10-time All-American, and setting Junior Olympics national record in the 800 meter. At LSU, she carries her success forward, helping the Tigers win the 2012 SEC Outdoor Championship, earning all SEC honors, and setting a school record in the 4x800 meter relay.
Samantha is 100% a Ram. She's a Ladue Ram through and through. She embodies everything that we look for in a student and an athlete here at Ladue. For me, she's like what I call a coach's dream, because she was one of those athletes that was willing to do anything it took to win and to be the best. And she wasn't the most imposing figure. If you didn't know any better, you didn't know who she was, you'd have no idea that she was 16-time national champion and 3 times state champion in the open 800 and state record holder 2 times in the 800. She's very unassuming, but what she was a leader by example. The success that the program has now and all the programs that will come in the future, they're standing on her shoulders. I use the analogy of they came here and they built a bridge to success, and now everybody else, they just have to walk across it. So I think that's going to be her legacy, that she was a person of tremendous work ethic. She was a good person. In the entire time that I worked with her, I don't think she missed a practice the entire time, and that says something. especially in my practices, because they're not always that fun, you know. but I mean, I coached her from, I think, 7th grade until she was a senior, and a couple years beyond that. So I'm just deeply appreciative of her. She's like a family member to me more than an athlete. You know, if we had every kid come to the program just like Samantha Leven, we'd be unbeatable.
Samantha Leven's rare combination of dominance at the high school, collegiate, national, and international levels firmly established her as one of Ladue's all-time greats in middle distance running, and she has earned her spot in the Ladue Hall of Fame. There's one name that I heard more than any other name growing up, and as I got to high school and started playing football, as my dad would tell me stories about Andy Russell. Andy Russell stands as the most decorated football player in Ladue Horton Watkins High School history. A standout linebacker at the University of Missouri, he earns All-American honors before embarking on a legendary 12-year NFL career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He becomes a cornerstone of that dynasty in the 1970s. He is a team captain for a record 10 seasons. He wins 2 Super Bowls. He's selected to 7 Pro Bowls. He's named to the NFL's 1970s All-Decade Team. At one point, he plays in 168 consecutive games, never missing a contest in high school, college, military, or professional play. Missouri's first All-State player from Ladue, Russell's influence stretches beyond the field as a model of leadership and durability. He has been inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, the University of Missouri Athletics Hall of Fame, and also the Steelers Hall of Honor.
Andy Russell was my favorite football player because he went to Ladue. I didn't know much about him except I knew he was on a Pittsburgh Steelers team that was really bad when he joined the team. And at the end of his 12 years there, the Pittsburgh Steelers won 4 Super Bowls, 2 of which he was captain. Andy, in high school, played on both sides of the line. He was known for being a brutal running back. They called him the Horse. And he eventually went to Mizzou and played football there. Now, he was recruited by like 20 schools, had offers of scholarships, and played again, was a fullback in Mizzou and a linebacker. The thing about Andy is every team he went to became a winning team. Mizzou was like 25-3 during his years there. Ladue had an undefeated season when he was there. The Steelers were terrible when he got there, but of course enjoyed success, and a lot of it's his leadership ability. What's amazing about Andy, and this is probably never going to happen again, is he never missed a game because of injury, starting from Ladue to Mizzou to Pittsburgh. He never missed a game from an injury. So that of course supports the view. Hard work and clean living will take you a long way. Just a philanthropist. That's the kind of guy he was. He was always giving back, and he certainly put Ladue on the map in the NFL. Yeah, it's a reminder that when you enter the school, there are no boundaries to greatness.
In 2002, he was recognized as a Ladue Schools Distinguished Alumnus, and today he will posthumously be placed into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame as one of the school's most accomplished athletes. Gary Siegel will accept the award on behalf of the Russell family. Oh, we're going with Andy Dielman instead? I just seen you standing right there. Andy Dielman will accept it. Sorry. All right, we get to somebody from my graduating class, which is very, very cool, Dr. Ben Washington. establishing himself as one of Ladue's greatest track and field athletes. A 4-year varsity letterman and team captain, he won the Missouri 4A triple jump state championship in 2001, and he placed at state in multiple events and set a school triple jump record that still stands today. His national caliber was evident very early. He wins a gold at the 1999 AAU Junior Olympics and earns USA All-American honors. At the collegiate level, he becomes a dominant force, leading his team to 8 NCAA national titles between 2002 and 2005, earning 6 first-team All-American honors and capturing the individual NCAA triple jump national championship in 2003. He later ranks among the top 10 U.S. triple jumpers and qualifies for both USA Indoor Nationals and also the World Championship Trials. Beyond athletics, he distinguishes himself academically. He earns a BBA, an MBA, and a doctorate, as well as completing executive education at Harvard Business School. Today, he's a leader in the pharmaceutical industry and a respected national speaker, embodying both athletic excellence and also lifelong achievement.
Track and field has taught me so much about life, even outside of competition. Lessons that I still reap the benefits of to this day. Our whole team's competitive edge was our mental approach to training. And that was due in large part to Coach Sean Burris. It was regimented and steeped in research, and we just had a high accountability. So for some folks I've encountered in life, they still haven't learned these lessons, but I was fortunate enough to learn them through sports, with coaches that actually cared about the development of young men, as well as the sport performance. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame for me is gratifying in that it's a recognition of traits that are lived daily. Having grit, persistence, resilience, passion, and a curiosity for learning. It also solidifies memories and joy from really hard work with my teammates and coaches. And it's because I wasn't the most talented or gifted athlete ever, but you were not going to outwork me, ever. So these traits are what I desire to instill and pass along to my children. And this recognition helps prove people watch and they recognize you for your efforts, and also helps prove I was good at something. So thank you so much to the Ladue family of teachers, coaches, teammates. It truly does take a village to produce these types of results.
For your accomplishments as a decorated athlete, we are proud to induct Dr. Ben Washington into the Ladue Athletics Hall of Fame. I think this will be my last quick story as we're about to talk about Jim Wolf. I'd never played baseball in high school, and as a senior, because I loved the game, I said, you know what, I'm going to try out for baseball, which was a terrible idea because I was not very good at it. There's one day in the cages, and I take a swing, and anytime you talk to baseball players, they'll talk about the feeling when you hit the ball right on, when you hit it squarely. It's unlike anything you ever feel in your life. It's incredible. And after just being terrible for a week, I took one swing, and just out of luck, I hit this thing, and I have this feeling that I've never experienced before. And I feel like, okay, maybe I can do this, that maybe it's possible. I'm then walking down the stairs, down towards the gym, and Coach Wolf walks by me, and that's when he informs me that I've been cut by the team on the team. So that was my moment. In all seriousness, one of the really cool things about Coach Wolf is we became friends on Facebook at some point in time. And I can't tell you, as things have happened in my life, he's always the first person to comment, to congratulate, and I know he does that for a lot of people. It's really, really cool how much he cares about the athletes that he coached, and he was one of my football coaches as well. So he's one of the most successful high school baseball coaches in Missouri. He leads the Ladue Rams from 1969 to 2008, and he collects more than 500 career wins. He's a former Mizzou baseball player. He spends 4 decades in the Ladue School District, coaching not only baseball, but also contributing to football, basketball, and also to soccer. His leadership earns him multiple Conference Coach of the Year honors and induction into both the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association and St. Louis Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame. Beloved as a teacher at Old Bonham and Conway Elementary, he left a lasting impact on generations of students and athletes, remembered for his integrity, his mentorship, and his devotion to Ladue athletics.
Coach Wolf was the 3rd baseball coach in the history of the school. He has over 500 wins, which just a handful of coaches in the state of Missouri have been able to accomplish. And he did that with not always the best talent, but with some fantastic coaching and hardworking players that gave their best to Ladue. One thing Coach does is encourage you to be your best, and he allowed you to be your best. And I learned so much from just watching him day to day, how he interacted with the players, what he did as planning, his preparation, his love of constantly trying to get better. He never settled for where we are, but tried to be better, not only as coaches, but as people and everything. I tell you, one thing that really stood out to me was his 30th year. We had a celebration for Coach, and just seeing all the players, the parents, the families that came out that played for Coach or played with Coach and knew him, showed me what kind of character he had, because these people just came out in droves and loved him, and we had a wonderful time. And so the character that he was a quiet coach, but intensely quiet and just a wonderful person, and I could really see that on that day. It really showed me a lot. He spent every moment at Ladue and just bleeds blue. I mean, he loves Ladue. His lasting legacy will be, he is Ladue baseball.
The legacy of greatness continues. It is with great pleasure that we now formally welcome Jim Wolf, inductee into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. Kevin Munt was a dominant 2-sport athlete at Ladue, excelling in football and track. On the football field, he's named to the All-Metro team and earns recognition as a St. Louis Post-Dispatch Scholar Athlete his senior year. In track, he caps off his career by winning the Missouri State Championship in the shot put, showcasing his strength and versatility. He goes on to Brown University, where he played 4 years of varsity football and served as a captain of the track and field team. His leadership and performance earns him all Ivy and all East honors, and he continues his athletic career with a brief stint in professional football. He is named to Ladue School's Distinguished Alumni Class of 2022, and in 2023, he receives the prestigious Ivy League Football Association Alumni Award. His legacy at Ladue is further highlighted by his father, also a standout football coach, connecting Kevin's career to a broader family tradition of excellence in athletics and in leadership.
Kevin Munt, I have to go back a little bit. I had Kevin in elementary school. And from the time he was in elementary school until he graduated from Ladue High School, and then of course went on to Brown University. He was just a classic leader. If he'd have been around in the old days, back when they rode horses and fought with spears and swords, he'd have been one of the leaders there too. I think I got to know him as a person through the elementary school. And I knew when he came to the high school that he was a young person who would be a true leader. And the kids followed him because I knew that he did everything that needed to be done to be a leader. And he wasn't trying. It was just natural for him. And I think that that's a real plus. Kevin was a genuinely nice person. And Kevin had very beautiful long hair. And so that was kind of a drawback with some of the people. But I knew him, as I said, from elementary school. And he was a genuine person. I just read a bio on him from Brown University, and he's carried on. He's still doing it. And you don't get into the position by being just smart. You have a genuine care for what you do and the people you work with. And I'm very proud of him.
Beyond the field, Munt's lifelong commitment to athletics and his professional success have been widely recognized, and today we recognize him by inducting him into the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. The 2005 Ladue girls track and field team etched its name in school history as the first girls team to win a state championship. Guided by coaches Keith Harter, Sean Burris, Dwayne Hawthorne, Paul Kennedy, and Alina Cron, the Rams demonstrated depth and dominance across every event group: sprints, hurdles, jumps, throws, and distance. At the state meet, Ladue sweeping the sprint relays, capturing gold in the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4. Ori Ire won the 300-meter hurdles and added bronze in the 100-meter hurdles, while Azra Rounds takes silver in the 400-meter and fourth in the 200-meter. Junior Danielle Oliver adding silver in the triple jump, and Camille Shepard, Maria Ross, and Elizabeth Pruitt-Allen contributed key points in throws and hurdles. With 4 future collegiate athletes on the roster, the team set a new benchmark for excellence and transformed the trajectory of Ladue girls track and field. We understand there are actually more members of the team here than we knew originally, so I got this list at the last minute. If I mispronounce any names here, I apologize. Kiana Fleming, Tanya, is it Jones? Tanya Jones, do I have that right? Okay. Isatis Williams. Is it Kirsten Manklin? Did I get that right? Marklin? Okay, I'm so sorry. Megan Herster. Molly, is it Schlam or Schlam? I'm sorry. Schlam. And then we've mentioned everybody else I think we mentioned. Is there anybody else in here that I did not mention from that team? I want to make sure everybody gets represented here. Okay. We are so excited to celebrate these remarkable young ladies.
The 2005 track season was extraordinary. I mean, we had several meets that year that we were breaking meet records in different events. We were medaling back to back. We had an undefeated 4x100 relay team, an undefeated 4x200 meter team, and undefeated in the 300 hurdles as well. And each week we had multiple girls in the newspaper articles highlighting all their amazing talents from the previous weekend. With so many seniors on the team, I think there was just an extra energy in 2005 and a drive to put it all out there that season and see if we could come back with a championship. We just had so much talent across all events. Like, we had girls that, if there were no limits, could easily medal in 5 or 6 different events. We were just so deep that For example, even when it came to our sprint relays, we didn't even have to run our 4 fastest girls on the relays, and we would still sweep the relays. We would not have been able to do what we did without the coaches that we had, most of who are Ladue alum themselves. Back in 2005, I think we were just focused on doing our best that year, but witnessing the successes that have come after us is such a blessing. To see us now have multiple state championships for the girls, to see multiple girls take home individual state titles in their events, which hasn't happened prior to 2005. That's amazing. I think that for me, it's great being the first, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not opening the door for those behind you. So it's great to see the legacy continue, and I'm excited to see what future teams do. I hope we have a three-peat this year, and the girls go back and do it again.
These remarkable young women and their coaches left an indelible mark on Ladue athletics. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the newest members of the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame, both the athletes and the coaches. We ask all of you to come up. We are honored to celebrate their incredible achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 Ladue Girls Track and Field Team. They've inspired us on the field, the pool, the court. What a thrill it was to be able to honor them tonight. We celebrated the legends of Ladue. One more, the loudest round of applause you've ever given right now for all of our honorees. We now have a very special presentation for you. This was created by actually one of my former teachers at Ladue, Martina Davidson, with the help of the Ladue communications team.
The best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. Yeah. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. And the teachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. You'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion, you can be the best. You can be a champion, hanging on your chest. You can be a champion, you can be the wall. You can be a champion, hanging on the wall. You can be a champion, you can be the clock. You can be a champion, you can break rocks. You can be a champion, no way for luck. Then it be a champion, standing in the Hall of Fame.
Hi, good evening. Before I officially close us out for the evening, I want to do a couple of quick key photo ops. I need every coach in the room, whether past or present. Every coach stand up and come up to the stage so we can do a photo op. All coaches in the room, past or present. All coaches. Coach Jay. Every coach in the room, past or present. You guys are the big reason why we're here tonight. I know. In committee, after we do this photo, we're going to have a photo with all of our committee members, with the coaches. So let's get all the coaches. You guys take a couple steps forward for me. Okay.
Hey, lay on the floor like this.
So we have room. Can I get you up here, Coach? Can I get you up towards the front so we can see your handsome face? Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. All right. So here we go. We have room.
Thank you. Be next to me. A survivor. I'm a survivor.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the way. Excuse me. Step on my foot.
Oh, you're stepping on my foot.
Jerk.
It's such an honor for you.
Right here. Okay, make sure you can see me with both of your eyes.
That microphone's gonna be like, right? I can sit on the floor and you're on. When I get
That's exactly right. They should.
Are we even in it? Wait.
Right here, all right? 3, 2, 1.
That it?
We're good. Thank you, guys.
So I get down. Once I get down, I'll be okay.
Okay.
Coach Anderson, this is my wrestling coach.
So, Coach,
Oh, you gotta make it.
you got it? You need help?
No, I can get it.
You sure? Coach can help. Okay. Okay. All righty. If there are any coaches that are on this stage that were inducted into the Hall of Fame committee, we need you to stay on this stage. Any coaches that were inducted tonight into the Hall of Fame, we need you to stay put on the stage. So we need all inductees, every inductee in the room. All the inductees? Okay. So all the inductees come up close. Yeah.
We need to just thank the sponsors.
Okay.
Then you're going to give your gift, right?
Yeah, I'm about to.
And then we could take pictures because everyone's going to start.
That's fine. Yeah, let me get this. All righty. Good evening. If everyone can take their seats just for a couple more minutes. Okay. If everyone could just take their seat for a couple more minutes, we're about to close out. All right. Good evening, esteemed Ladue Horton Watkins educators, alumni, and guests. I'm Anisha Bonte, Coleman, class of 96, Ladue Horton Watkins alumna. If you can hear me, clap your hands 2 times. All right, guys. All right, here we go. As both the director of the Ladue Alumni Sports Committee and now member of the newly incepted Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame Committee, I'm especially proud of the monumental history we've created with the inception of the Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame. What started as a reflective thought and aspiring dream by fellow Hall of Fame committee member Gary Siegel in 2021 has now evolved into an ongoing, palpable engine of sports recognition, cementing Ladue's rich sports history for generations to come. Had it not been for the belief in the idea and what an Alumni Hall of Fame would mean to our Ladue Schools community, both past and present, by the Ladue administrative staff, namely Kimberly McKenzie, Travis Green, and Dr. Jim Whipke, we would have never arrived at this pivotal moment in Ladue Horton Watkins history. Navigating the workload of regular school administrative work, ensuring that all of our children receive the top-notch education our district is known and consistently awarded for. Thank you, Dr. Whipke. Our Ladue Communications Office took on the heavy weight of this extracurricular task by staying well past their normal shifts, engaging in hours-long brainstorming sessions, and going above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that each member of our inaugural Ladue Athletic Hall of Fame class feels special, seen, heard, and truly honored as part of tonight's Hall of Fame dinner and gala. To this end, can I please have Kim McKenzie, Travis Green, and Laura Shea join the committee on stage, please? Kim, Laura, and Travis. Do we have Travis in the room? Is Travis here? Travis Green, we're looking for you. Okay. If anyone sees, is Travis here? Travis Green is here. Oh, there you, okay. I see you now. Okay. So, yes. All right. We're not just taking pictures. Laura, for you. So we wanted to show just a small token of appreciation for all you've done to make this night and this committee possible. So you guys have worked extensively. We appreciate you. We honor you, and we thank you for all of your work. So thank you so much. Wonderful. Okay, can we do a committee picture? And if I have any more cabinet members real quick, so Nick, Coach Harter, any cabinet members also, we can get you guys in the picture. Okay. You're welcome. All right, and now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mickey for a couple quick housekeeping notes, and I'll rejoin you in just a second.
Hey, Mickey, we're going to need you in a minute. As a closing, I just want to thank again our sponsors, the Ladue Education Foundation, Ladue Alumni Foundation, Sumner One, Edelman Sotheby's, thank you, Andy, Streamside, Palm Health, Siegel Erker, Ladue School District, and Just Printing. Mickey, your final one.
Hi, my name's Mickey Cohen, class of 72. I'm the treasurer, and outside the doors we have this little sheet for you that offers you a chance to nominate somebody, nominate them again, or make a pledge to donate. Because this committee only has one goal, and that's to build the best high school Hall of Fame in the country. Other than that, I was in charge of the weather today. Thank you all for coming. Bye.
The gala, tell them to pick up the gala forms.
I just did that.
Did you? But they're out there.
Jim, can you join me up here? Okay. Last, but certainly not least, there is one more individual we would like to recognize this evening. This individual has a remarkable 20-year career in sports broadcasting, spanning across the United States. He is currently a prominent voice on KMOX Radio and the St. Louis Cardinals radio network. He graduated from Ladue in 2001 and has served as our MC for our inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Matt Pauley, on behalf of the entire Hall of Fame committee and Ladue Schools, we present this as a token of our appreciation. Please join us. Oh, also, for those who want to keep the party going, the restaurant next door, right? The restaurant and bar is open for a few more hours just for us, okay? So for those who want to keep the party going, you can do that for a few more hours at the restaurant, okay? Enjoy. Thank you.
He's not going to be here long. He's going to get a team at some point. That's one of my favorite members. This is really special. Thank you. Yeah, well, it's special that you came and did this for us. Thank you. Yeah, and so much. Yeah. Are we supposed to do a pick? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Special night for sure. So thank you. It's great to get to know you a little bit.
You did great.